Hey! There are times we want to collect sets of information from the user. For example, here we ask for a set of social links as part of the user profile. We define these repeating fields using arrays, and Angular Signal forms handle arrays with ease. In this video, we walk through how to build a form with repeating fields using arrays. We apply validation rules to those repeating fields, and along the way, we create a custom URL validator. Let's jump in. I'm in VS Code with my Star Wars vehicle sales application open. We're looking at the user profile form component. This walkthrough assumes you know the basics of Signal forms. If they are new to you, check out my Signal Forms First Look video. Our first step to building a form is to create a signal for that form. The signal holds the data for each field on the form. For this form, the fields include the first name, last name, and an array of social links. Each link is a URL to the user's profile on that platform. Going back to the code, for full type safety, we define an interface describing each field. I'll create a TypeScript file. In this file, we create the interface detailing the fields on the form. Export interface user profile. We add each of our form fields. The fields in this interface will be associated with the controls on our form. While we're here, let's also define the initial state of our form. Create a constant, export constant initial data. For our form, the type is user profile. The initial value of the first name is an empty string. Same for the last name. And the social links are initially an empty array. Now we're ready to move on to the component. I've already created the component for this user profile form, but it doesn't yet have any Signal form code. Declare a variable for the form signal. I'll name it user profile model equals signal. Use our interface to define its type, user profile. A signal must have an initial value, so we pass in the constant we just created, describing the initial state of the form. Think of this signal as the form data model. It holds the structure and initial data for the form. Now we're ready to declare the form. I'll name it user profile form. Call the form function and pass in the form signal. That creates a form wrapped around that signal. Done! Our user profile form is not yet associated with the elements in our template. We do that with the field directive. In the component decorator, add an import for the field directive. I've already created the template. For each form control in the template, add the field directive and bind the control to a field in the user profile form. Specify the field directive and bind it to user profile form.firstname. Scroll down and do the same with the last name field. Next is our array. Scrolling down, here is the code to loop through each of the social links in our array and create an input element. The $index is an implicit variable that provides the array index. I use it here for tracking and here for a unique ID. The field directive will use that index as well. We associate each input with a specific element of the array, so we bind the field to user profile form.social links and then reference the specific index, $index. Now each generated input element is associated with a specific array element. With that, each of our form controls are bound to an appropriate field in the user profile form. To add elements to our array, we have an Add button. Its click event calls Add Social Link. And here we have a Delete button. Its click event calls Remove Social Link and passes in the index of the element to remove. Going back to the component and scrolling down, I'll paste the code to add a link when the user clicks the button. Since our model is a signal, we use the update method of that signal to update the profile data. I'll paste similar code for the remove social link method. This code filters out the deleted element at the provided index. That should do it. I already have this application running, so to try it out, I'll bring up the browser. Here is our form. Enter the name and several social links. Great! But what about validation? Most forms require some type of validation. In our example, we've marked the first name as a required field, and we want to ensure that the entered URL is indeed a valid URL. Going back to the code, let's declare our validation rules in the same file as our form model interface. With Signal Forms, we add validation and logic to our form using a schema. Declare and export a constant. I'll name it User Profile Schema, then call the schema function. Use the generic argument and specify the form signal interface. Then pass in a callback function that returns an object with our desired logic. The arrow function takes in the schema root path. From this root, we use dot notation to access the location of a form field. Let's use the required validator for the first name. In the required function, we pass in the schema path to the field and optionally define our validation error message. There is no built-in URL validator, so how do we validate that an entered string is a valid URL? Let's create our own URL validator function. I'll add it to this file, but it could be in a shared file for use anywhere. Name the function URL. For this function to work as a validator, it needs to take in the field defined as a schema path tree. And since the URL is a string, set its generic argument to string. This function also takes in an optional options argument for an error message. In the function, we call the built-in Signal Forms validate function. We pass in the field and a callback function. The callback function takes in a context object. This context provides access to the state of the field we passed in here. Now, how do we validate that string is a URL? We could use a complex regular expression, or we could use the JavaScript URL constructor. The URL constructor creates a URL object if the URL is valid, otherwise it throws an error. I'll paste the arrow function code and we can talk through it. The try-catch block catches any error thrown by the URL constructor. Inside the try block, pass the entered string to the URL constructor function. We read the entered value from the context object. If the URL object is created successfully, the entered string is a valid URL, and this function returns null. Otherwise, the constructor throws an error. We catch that error here and return an error message. If an error message was passed into this function, we use that message instead. Note that this technique only checks whether the entered string is a valid URL, not if the URL actually exists. We can now use this URL function in our schema. But what do we pass in to validate all of the repeating fields? This is where the applyEach function comes in handy. Instead of calling our function directly, we use applyEach. ApplyEach applies a validation rule to repeating fields represented with an array. Pass in the path to the array and the name of the validator function. We now have validators for our first name and for each of our social links. Let's add this schema to our form. In the user profile form component, pass the schema in as the second argument to the form function. Before we can try this out, we need the HTML elements to display validation errors. In the template, I'll scroll to the first name and paste the code to display any error. We also want a validation message for the social links. Scroll down, and I'll paste the code. Recall that we use the for block to loop through each array element and create an input. To simplify the error display code, we first use the Angular let declaration to declare a variable referencing the specific field associated with that input. This is the same syntax we used in the field binding. Let's try it out. Bring up the browser, touch the first name field, and move into the last name field, and we see our validation error. Then add a social link. Type in an invalid URL, leave the field, and we see our message. It works, yay! Add another social link and define a valid URL. Leave the field, and we don't see a message. Click to delete the first URL. Cool! Before we finish up, let's look at one more example. What if we want multiple validation rules associated with each array element? Looking back at the user-profile.ts file, let's add additional validation to our array elements. In the apply_each function, instead of passing in the URL validator function, pass in an arrow function. The function provides the path, in this case, the social links. Then define the multiple validation rules. Let's specify required and URL. I'll paste in a message for each. Let's try it again. And we see both messages for each social link. Enter valid URLs, and the messages disappear. Nice! Use the apply_each function in Signal Forms to validate an array of values. But note, as of this recording, Signal Forms is experimental and could change before it becomes a stable part of Angular. Would it be useful to see another array example using an array of objects instead of a simple string array? Drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. Thanks for watching. If this video was useful, please like and subscribe.